You're probably aware that as we're aging, we really have to be mindful of keeping our bones strong. Well, the good news, this video is all about 6 tips that I'm going to share for stronger bones. Okay, tip number 1 for stronger bones, of course, is exercise. Now, why is exercise so important, especially lifting weights, lifting something heavy, resistance training? Well, the reason being is that we have to put stresses on the bones so that they can actually remodel and repair themselves as part of the normal physiological process. And that's why doing some type of movement is going to be very important, and ideally weight bearing. Okay, tip number 2 for stronger bones is to get more natural sunlight. Now, we know a key element here is vitamin D, but there's also other benefits of that natural sunlight on our skin to help with, yes, our vitamin D metabolism, but also the healing process and being anti-inflammatory and ensuring that those important minerals for our bone matrix go where they need to go, into the bones. Sunlight also helps with our melatonin levels, so for good sleep, and that sleep is of course when our bones are remodeling and they are the most active at depositing those nutrients into that bone matrix. Okay, tip number 3 is to ensure that you're getting other accessory nutrients. So your vitamin D, very important from sunlight exposure. Some people do need to supplement, but also vitamin K2 and magnesium. Now these are key because in order to tell that calcium where to go, we need especially that vitamin K2. It's like the air traffic controller telling busy airplanes where to go in an airport. The same with our vitamin K2. It's telling that calcium to dock in the places where it needs to be, like in our bones and in our teeth as well. Also, magnesium helps to make sure that that calcium metabolism is regulated. Okay, tip number 4 for stronger bones, of course, is calcium, but taking the right type of calcium is important. So dietary calcium is one thing. How much we're actually absorbing from our diet is questionable. A good quality supplement, but not all supplements when we're talking about calcium are created equal. I prefer a coral calcium, and it's a fossilized coral calcium, so being sustainable in the oceans, but also has trace minerals. So up to 69, 70 other trace minerals, things like boron, rubidium, which actually help with the proper absorption of that calcium into the bone matrix. Okay, tip number 5 is to make sure that you're getting grounded. So yeah, once in a while, taking your shoes off, your socks, getting out on the earth to bring up those Earth's electrons, which is so important for that overall anti-inflammatory response, but does help with our bone regrowth as well, and helps with that electrical current going through our system, which has actually been found in studies to remodel and regrow bone. And tip number 6 for stronger bones, try some yoga. So there are some great postures. If you're doing a sequence, you only have time to do a few of the yoga postures per day, which is fantastic because you're weight bearing using your own body weight to help to rebuild that bone matrix and putting those pressures on the bone. So one of my favorites is plank. Love the plank because yeah, it's very challenging, but at the same time, it is a full body workout and putting those stresses on the bones, helping to prevent osteoporosis, but also helping to build up your bone. I also love downward facing dog, another great posture, which is usually incorporated into every yoga class if you've taken a class before. Amazing for your bone density. And if you dare, trying a headstand or even a handstand, that balance component really important, but putting those stressors on the bones, and it's not for everyone, but if you are able to do it, then this is a great way again to build up your bones for those stronger bones. Okay, I want to know from you, what have you tried and what do you do daily to keep your bones strong? I want to hear from you in the comments. Now, remember I talked about that calcium, and what to look for in a high quality calcium supplement is something that you really should know. I want you to check out my other video. Never take another calcium supplement until you watch this.